So you used real life anecdotes to
Mm-hmm.
put together your book.
Yes.
What's the process like of writing a book? Because
Yeah.
I want to write a book about the couch summer vacation. How
Mm-hmm.
do I get a book published?
Well, first you have to write it. So,
Okay, it's a good
I
start.
actually started with just titles. I just started thinking about like, oh, I want to write about this. I want to write about that.
Hmm.
And during this 30-minute to 1 hour oil change, I had 15 different titles that I wanted to write.
Okay,
And so then I decided which one I wanted to write first.
okay. And which one was the first one?
Technically, I wrote this Bell's Policy one first
Okay,
in 2013. Didn't publish it until last year.
you just had it in your
Just had it
pocket.
in my pocket.
Okay,
But that one is actually technically based on a true story because my brother suffered from that when we were younger.
all
And
right.
I remember being terrified because I didn't know what was going on with him. So he used to do these funny facial expressions and he would like puff his cheeks out. And then one day, only one of his cheeks would puff out and he could only move one side of his face. And I thought he was playing
Right.
because he used to joke around a lot.
Hmm.
And then when I realized my parents were getting serious about it and were also scared,
Yeah.
then I knew he wasn't joking anymore.
So is so I've I've seen people with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a rapper out right now. He has that condition. Is there a way to reverse the condition? Is there a
Yeah.
way to just try to help the symptoms? Like how does it work?
Yeah, most of the patients actually get better on their own just with time.
Okay.
Sometimes it is permanent. That's kind of the worst case scenario.
Okay.
But his got better. He got put on some steroids. Not sure if the steroids really helped or not. But then he got better after a few weeks, and all of a sudden his face was moving normally when he woke up one morning.
Wow. Okay.
And
Shout
he
out.
was surprised I remembered that, but I remember it because I was so terrified. I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
understand why his face wasn't working.
Hmm. And I mean now, is it your little brother?
Mm-hmm. Little
Yeah.
brother who's 35. How old is he? 35,
Shout out, little bro.
34.
We see you. So your brother was actually the inspiration behind the book, of course. Like that's so for me. I know I have a friend of mine who wrote a book. What do you have to find an agent? How do you know what publishing house to go to? Like
Right.
what's the process? Did someone tell you, hey Kendra, I know this person here, like, or did you have to do all of that work on your own?
It took me a while to figure it out. So I started writing in 2013, but it wasn't till 2016 that I talked to another lady who had also published a book, and she self-published.
Okay.
So you can go the traditional publishing route where you shop your book around to agents and
Hmm.
publishing companies, which can take years to do, or you can self-publish and
Yeah.
essentially just pay everything out of pocket up front.
All right. All right. So what at what point? So talk to me about. So you've written the book. You've done the research. You know how you're going to release it, how you're going to publish it. Tell me about actually going out and promoting the book. Was it stressful? Because I
It
mean,
was
you
stressful.
still have a job,
I
though.
still had a full-time job, and at that time, I was still on call 2 weeks out of the month.
Hmm.
So any of my free time, I was trying to promote the book on social media. And if anybody follows me on social media, I don't post that often. So that's very difficult for me.
Yeah. We'll have her information in the comments section.
And maybe I'll post something by tomorrow.
Yeah. So okay. So was that uncomfortable for you?
It was very
Like
uncomfortable.
actually jumping out in front and saying,
Yes.
"Hi, I'm Kendra."
Yes, because I don't
Yeah.
like talking about myself or anything that I've done. You have to ask me questions for me to talk about it.
Okay.
That's why a lot of people don't know what I've done because I'm not going to talk about it unless you ask me a question.
I'm glad I got the questions, y'all. I got some. Yeah. So